Okay, let's have milestones and variations in motor development under physical and motor development. Okay, so while there are general milestones that most children follow, it's important to note that every child develops at their own pace. Some children may reach certain milestones earlier or later than others, and this variation is typically normal. However, significant delays in motor development can be a sign of developmental disorders or other underlying issues, such as cerebral palsy or muscular dystrophy. As teachers, it is vital to be aware of the typical motor milestones, not to label children but to understand where they are in their physical development. This knowledge allows educators to create appropriate challenges and support for each child's unique developmental trajectory. Now, let's have the role of play in motor development. Play is a powerful tool in promoting physical and motor development. Through play, children engage in activities that help them strengthen both their gross and fine motor skills. For example, we have the outdoor play, such as running, climbing, and jumping on playground equipment. So they improve balance, coordination, and strength. We also have the structured games. Games like Simon Says or Duck Duck Goose encourage children to follow instructions while practicing movement. And another example, we have the manipulative play. Activities like building with blocks, stringing beads, or using scissors foster fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination. So incorporating movement-based learning in the classroom is also essential for fostering motor development. Simple activities such as throwing letters in the air with arms or walking in patterns to learn numbers integrate physical activity with learning, benefiting both motor and cognitive growth. Physical movement stimulates brain development, helping children to better understand and retain information. Let's have supporting motor development in the classroom. Educators can support motor development by providing a variety of activities that challenge both gross and fine motor skills. Here are some strategies for integrating motor skill development into the classroom. Okay, the first one we have the gross motor activities. So these are the examples of the gross motor activities. Set up obstacle courses that involve crawling, jumping, and balancing. Second, encourage games like hopscotch or freeze tag that involve running and coordination. Next, organize group activities that require physical movement, such as dancing or marching. So these are the gross motor activities. Next, we have the fine motor activities. First one, offer art projects that involve cutting, coloring, or molding clay to strengthen hand muscles. Next, encourage puzzles, building blocks, and threading activities that promote finger dexterity. Lastly, provide opportunities for writing, drawing, or using manipulative tools like tweezers to pick up small objects. So these are the fine motor activities. Next, we have the incorporating play into learning. First, use interactive materials like sand or rice for tracing letters, which helps children practice writing skills in a tactile way. Next, secondly, and lastly, include hands-on activities like stacking cups, sorting beads, or building with interlocking blocks, which can develop hand-eye coordination while reinforcing counting and spatial skills. Next, we have adaptations for varied abilities. Some children may need extra support due to physical disabilities or developmental delays. Teachers can adapt activities by providing larger, easier to handle objects or offering physical assistance when needed. Incorporating technology such as touchscreens or adapted tools can also help children with fine motor challenges participate fully in learning activities. So let's talk about the implications for teachers. So we have three. First is, okay, so motor development is a foundational aspect of a child's overall development. As future educators, understanding the typical patterns of motor skill progression will help you. Okay, let's have the first implication. Okay, that is to recognize developmental differences. Be aware of children who may need additional support and provide early interventions when necessary. Second implication, we have to design age-appropriate activities. Plan classroom activities that align with children's developmental stages, ensuring that they are appropriately challenging without causing frustration. Last implication, we have to promote holistic development. Encourage physical activity in various forms to not only support motor development but also to enhance cognitive, social, and emotional growth. By fostering motor development in a thoughtful, inclusive manner, teachers can create a learning environment where all students thrive physically and academically. Now, let's have the neuroscience and brain development. Neuroscience has significantly enhanced our understanding of how the brain grows and functions during childhood and adolescence. In early childhood, the brain forms millions of synaptic connections, particularly in regions responsible for sensory processing, language acquisition, and memory. This rapid development is crucial because early experiences like exposure to language and sensory stimuli can profoundly shape brain architecture. As children enter adolescence, brain development continues but at a lower pace. One key area that matures during this stage is the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for executive functions such as decision making, planning, and impulse control. Because the prefrontal cortex is still developing in adolescence, they may struggle with emotional regulation and making long-term decisions. This developmental process helps explain why adolescents can be more impulsive and prone to risk-taking behaviors. An essential concept in brain development is neuroplasticity, which refers to the brain's remarkable ability to change and reorganize itself in response to experiences. This means that the brain remains adaptable throughout childhood and adolescence, allowing it to be shaped by both positive and negative experiences. For example, children and adolescents who experience enriching environments filled with learning opportunities tend to have enhanced cognitive and emotional growth. For educators, this knowledge emphasizes the need to create stimulating and supportive learning environments that actively engage